You have been self-sabotaging. And before you start getting defensive and before you start blaming other people and saying it's not your fault, you didn't do it, I'm here to tell you it's all you. So let's pull some cards and let's find out the ways you have been self-sabotaging yourself. So one of the ways is you have been procrastinating. You have been telling yourself you're going to do things and then knowing good and well when that time comes, you're not going to do it. This is a part of your self-sabotage. You think that it's a part of you just putting something off, or you don't have enough time, or you'll get to it later. But really, this is all a part of you self-sabotaging. You also have a lot of negative self-talk. You have a ton of self-doubt. Someone listening to this is also reaching for perfection. This is self-sabotaging. You are trying to tell yourself that this is you making sure everything is perfect, everything is right, and you don't want to take action until you can guarantee this result. You can guarantee it's going to turn out the way you want to turn out. That's self-sabotage. You're reaching for perfection, and perfection will never come. And deep down, you know that it will never come, and you use that as your excuse to keep putting it off. Stop setting these unrealistically high standards. You're doing it on purpose. You don't realize it, but you're doing it on purpose. This is causing you to avoid responsibility, okay? Because now you are basically not taking ownership of the tasks, the responsibilities, the relationships, the decisions, everything you should be taking responsibility for, you're not taking responsibility, okay? Someone here also has a fear of either or both of success. So a fear of success or a fear of failure. So you could have a crippling fear of failure to the point where you don't take action at all because you're so afraid of failing. Or you can have a fear of success to the point where it's hard for you to try because you're afraid of the pressure that you may be under trying to accomplish this task. And with this card as well, Spirit is saying some of you are taking on too much. You're either overcommitting or undercommitting, okay? But it's feeling like you're overcommitting. So some of you are taking on way too much, and that way you kind of, in a sense, have an excuse to not continue because you're just taking on more than you can bear. Or you are undercommitting, and that will be to avoid any potential disappointment. Some of you are also self-medicating too much. Okay, you're doing a little bit too much. You might want to pull it back just a little bit, okay? With the Page of Swords in reverse, it's feeling like a lot of you are sabotaging your relationships on purpose. So it could be just instigating or picking fights, assuming the worst out of people's intentions. This is all because you are afraid of being vulnerable, okay? So it's like you're pushing people away out of this fear of being vulnerable and them seeing it as a weakness, or just this fear of just rejection in general. Stop overextending yourself to please others, or not maintaining healthy boundaries that protect your well-being, okay? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. You're overextending yourself, or you're not maintaining healthy boundaries to protect your own well-being. This is all still a part of self-sabotage. Get out of your head, get out of your head, get out of your head. You are overthinking to the point of paralysis. You are overthinking to the point where you're not moving at all. And so you are delaying these decisions that could be moving you ahead. It's time to stop doing that. These choices are going to push you forward. Stop overthinking it and procrastinating and holding yourself back, okay? Let that go. It's time for you to move forward. Take action. You have been quitting when things get tough. Okay, so as soon as a challenge or some kind of obstacle arises when you're working on that project or you're doing that task, as soon as it gets a little bit difficult for you, you stop. And then you convince yourself it's okay to quit and just sit back and not move forward because it's not worth it. But it's worth it. It's so worth it. Keep moving. And some of you cannot take constructive criticism very well. So you either get defensive or dismissive when this is the criticism that's going to help you grow. Spirit is saying you are on your way. You are right here, but you have to stop self-sabotaging. So what I want you to do is make a list of the things that I just told you, okay? Pick out the first 2 or 3 that pop out in your head that you know that you do. I want you to circle those or highlight those in some kind of way to make those stand out. And notice whenever you do start doing that, you catch yourself and you say, that's me self-sabotaging. I'm not going to do that anymore, okay? You have to start learning how to notice these patterns and these behaviors. And this is the first step to help you stop self-sabotaging, all right? I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace and blessings.